If I was to be really philosophical about it, I would say my job as a headhunter is to distinguish good from average and great from good. And often the traits and the skills that are required or that are mentioned to me in terms of leadership attributes are not necessarily those that you will find in a standard business school curriculum. So today is about ultra trail running, what is taught me, the attributes that I have discovered, and how I make it work for me, I would say every single day. We will be talking about Marathon des Sables, which is the MDS for short, which is, for those who are unaware of that particular endurance event, is 6 marathons back-to-back, self-supported, which means that they give you water, and that's it, over places like the Sahara Desert, or I also tried the Ica Desert of Peru. Today is going to be rooted in those challenges. The true eureka moment, I guess, was when I returned from the Sahara, having brought an iPod for the 6 days as one of my chosen treats, and having not listened to a single track on that iPod over 250 kilometers of running on sand dunes and whatnot, I felt I returned a better version of myself. I felt I was a better business partner. I felt I was a better colleague, a better dad, and so on. And again, before you write this off and saying, well, I've got a bad hip or ankle or knee, I can't run. I don't believe that this is exclusive to running either. But there are some elements in the cocktail that I think are particularly important. A blend of endurance, blend of adventure, Mother Nature at her worst and best, and putting yourself firmly outside your comfort zone. The differentiator is that cocktail. And I then came back and I then reflected on it, and I decided I want to try and identify where are some of these correlations. Robust links between performing in the workplace, not exclusively leadership. And I want you to reflect on these words in a leadership context and in a sports context. Humility and self-awareness. And if you find yourself in the middle of the desert, as you do in these runs, and you will be able to look for miles in any given direction, and there will be nobody, and you're clutching 1.5 liters of water, and you have maybe a vague idea of where the next checkpoint might be coming up. It's very easy at that point to know who is really boss of what you're doing. And that relationship over that 6-day period with Mother Nature is very good for that self-awareness, that dose of self-awareness. I think that awareness is a foundation of mental strength. And solo missions like the ones I'm describing here can reinforce your own knowledge of what's there when you really need it. Running makes it worth my while every day, whether I use it for creating creativity, creating energy, managing jet lag, processing problems and challenges, or just simply switching off. Let's talk resilience. Again, another super important aspect in today's leadership. The long day of these ultra marathons is a double day, and it always falls on day 4. It's engineered to take you through the night. And it's amazing running through Sahara Desert at night. It's a real treat of watching the Milky Way with zero light pollution. But there are also extensive periods of solitude and extensive moments of self-doubt. You are in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the night, attempting to run a double marathon. Next day, waking up I felt I could cope with anything. Is the impact that a challenge like that can have, the confidence that it can create, but the right type of confidence. It's a deeper level of self-belief. It's knowing that you've tested yourself in uncharted territory, and you've tested or tried or pushed your own perceived boundaries. There's a sense of accomplishment for you, which is an entirely personal and internal experience and event. So in short, the unpredictability and the acceptance of elements that will always be outside your control, but yet knowing you can overcome that adversity, whatever it may throw at you, I think firmly develops you with a wider keyboard as a leader.